Hey guys, in this Effect House tutorial I want to show you how you can create a drawing filter where you can select different colors and draw on your screen. And also it will have a reset button so you can reset the canvas and start drawing again. I have created some assets for you, for example the buttons here with the indicator, which you can download for free to follow this tutorial. You can find the download link here in the description. So yeah, let's go. Hey again, so let's create a drawing filter here in Effect House. The first thing we will do is to build our user interface here. For this, we have to import some assets. I have created some for you, which you can download for free. So just go to the description and click on the download link. Then you will end up here on this Dropbox page, and here just hit download to download all those free images. After you have downloaded the assets, just import them to your Effect House project. So when we have imported everything, we can start by building our user interface here. For this, we go to the left hand side to our scene panel, and here we click on add object. Then we search for 2D, and here we create a 2D scene object. I will just create this 2D scene object. You can just rename them so it is more logical. I will just rename this to UI. Then I add another object, and I also add again a 2D scene object. So after we have done this, make sure this 2D scene object is nested into this UI scene object. So it looks like this. And this will be our first button. So I will rename this. I will just do 3 colors, red, blue and green. So I will rename this to the red button. So after we have done this, we can create another object. So click on add object, then go again to 2D, and then here select screen image. So then make also sure this screen image is nested into the red button here. So this will be our red button. So I will also rename it to red button, and then we will also add another object, and this will also be a screen image, and also make sure it is nested into the red button screen object. So and I will also rename this to red indicator. This will be a white ring around our button so we know which color is selected. So for the red button, so select the red button in your scene panel, go to the right hand side, and here we can find image, and here we can find texture, and this is set to default texture. Just click on this, and then here select just the white PNG. So this will be our button, and then hit OK. So now we can also see a white circle in our viewport here. Then select the red indicator, go to the right hand side again, and here for the texture select the indicator texture. So now this will be our button, but at the moment it is white. To change this, go again to your scene, hit the red button, go to the right hand side, and here under image you can also choose the color of your button. So and I will set this to red. This is why I just imported a white circle, because I can just color it here in Effect House, and if I want to change my colors later, I can just change the color here and don't have to export a complete image again. So at the moment the button is pretty big, so let's scale them down, and here the nested things are pretty handy. So when I just click the red button screen object here with the red indicator and button inside of it, then go to the right hand side, and here I can just change the scale, and I will change this scale to 0.15 for X and also for Y. So now the button is very, very small, and it also looks a little bit similar to the record button. So now we have created our first button, and now we will also create 3 more buttons: the blue one, the green one, and also the reset button. When we click it, that the canvas gets resetted. So for this, we don't have to do all the things we just did again, because we can just duplicate our nested red button. So we close it, and here I will just duplicate it, and here I will set this to rename this to blue button. So I also know which one is which. Also the things inside of it, so red indicator gets blue indicator, and red button also gets blue button. Then we have one problem, because at the moment the two buttons are overlaid here, so we want them separated, so we also can click each of them. So we have to change the position of our buttons. So the red button has to go here and the blue one here. So for the red button, just select it, the nested thing, then go to the right hand side, and here set the position of the X to -1200, and that's too much. That's too much. So yeah, set it to -240. So the next step is that we also change the blue button, and the blue button position will be at X -80. Yeah, -80 looks good. So now we have two red buttons, but we want to have one red button, and also we want to have one blue button. So the blue button, just open the screen object here, go to the blue button, go to the right hand side, and here for the color, just select a blue color. And now we have a red button and a blue button. So now we have to do this one more time. So we duplicate the blue button screen object, rename it to green button, open it up, and here also change the name of the blue indicator to green indicator. It is really important to name it the right way, because we will see later on that this will be really important, because otherwise we will get a little bit confused. So, and also green button. Again, the green button is now overlaid to the blue button, so select the green button in your scene, go to the right hand side, and here set the position to 80. Then again, open the green button screen object, select the green button screen image, and here set the color to green. So now one button is missing. This will be the reset button. For this we can also just duplicate one of our screen objects here. Duplicate, and here I will rename this to reset button. So then I just delete the indicator, because the reset button doesn't need an indicator. And then I will rename this to reset. So now we select the reset image here, go to the right hand side, and now we have to select for the texture the reset texture. Also the button is still overlaid to the green button here. So select the reset button, the screen object, and here set the position for X to 240. So now the reset is still green, because the color is still set to green. So just change it to white, and now we have a white reset button. So now our user interface is almost done. Here we just have to move it a little bit down, because I don't want it in the middle of the screen. So for this, select the UI screen object. Here it is very handy, because we can just move all the buttons at once. So select the UI screen object, go to the screen transform, and here set the Y to, let's say, -400, a little bit too much. Yeah, let's say -350. And at the moment the buttons are pretty big. I also want to change this, and now I can just change the 2D scale of the UI. So I will set this down, let's say to 0.7. Yeah, this looks nice to me, 0.7 for Y2. And now we have 4 nice looking buttons. The next step is that we will set up a canvas here so we can already draw here on our screen, and then we will program the functionality that we can also change the color of our brush. So let's do this. For this we have to create, of course, another object here in our scene. So go to Add Object, 2D, Screen Image, and now we have a big screen image here. And make sure this screen image is above the UI here in our scene, because otherwise you won't see the buttons here. So now select the screen image. I will rename this to Canvas. And then when it is selected, go to the right hand side, and here we can find Add Interaction. Click on it, then go to Screen Touch, and then scroll all the way down as long as you can find Draw on Touch. Then just click on it and you will see this will disappear, the placeholder image. And here we can also see that Effect House has automatically created some nodes for us we will use later. And now when we go here to our viewport, press our mouse and drag across the screen, we can already see that we are drawing something, but we can't change our color. So we will program this now. So yeah, let's do this. So for this we go to our visual scripting panel here, and we will do some programming. So the first thing we will do is to add a new node. So go to the plus here and add a node, and here just search for Screen Image tab. So when you have created this, you can find this Screen Image tab, and here we can choose an image, and here we just choose for the first one the red button. So click the red button and hit OK. When we click the red button, the things that should happen is that the indicator should be around the red button, and our brush should be set to red. So let's do this. At the moment, all colors have their indicator, but when we start the filter, just red should have the indicator. So we will change this now at our scene. Open the UI screen object, open the red button screen object. Here the red indicator is set to visible. Open the blue button. Here it should be set to non-visible, and also the screen button should also be set to non-visible. So now just the red indicator is set, and now we will program the visibility when we click on the red button. So we add a node, and here we search for Set Visibility. Then on Image tab we connect this output to the enter input of the Set Visibility. As a target we set our red indicator, because when it is clicked the visibility should be on. So we also check this checkbox. Now we can just duplicate by copy and paste this node, and also connect this. So now the target is not the red indicator, this will be the blue indicator. So when we hit the red button, the blue indicator should be not set, so the visibility will be off. And now one time again, we will set the visibility for the green indicator, of course. So now we can click the red button, but it will nothing happen because the red button is our default when we start the filter. So now we can select all those 4 nodes, and now just copy and paste them. So copy and pasted it here, and now we have just to change a few things here. So when we tap on the blue button, so the image will be the blue button, the red indicator should be not visible, the blue indicator should be visible, and the green indicator should not be visible. So now we can test this. When we click here on our blue button, the indicator is around the blue button, and when we hit the red button, the indicator is around the red button. So this is done. So we have to duplicate it one more time. And here set the screen image, of course, to the green button. The red indicator should not be visible. The blue indicator should also not be visible. So uncheck this checkbox and check this checkbox at the green indicator. And now also the green indicator is working. So now we can still draw, but the color here is still gray. So let's change this. For this, we have to create a new variable here at our visual scripting window. So for this, we go to the three lines here to my items, and here we can find variables. And here click on the plus. So now we have a new variable. I will call this variable color. Then when it is selected, go to the right hand side here to the details, and here set the type to also color. When we have done this, we can change also the default color. Default will be red, so the first thing we will do when we open it, so set this to red. So now we can close the details and also here the my items. But before we do this, we click here on create node on this little circle next to our variable, and here we click on set variable. So now when we have done this, we can here see a new node in our scripting. So now we can close the my items tab. So, and now here at the end of the first button, here at set visibility, we want to set the color to red. Then we can just duplicate this here at the blue line. We set the color to blue, so we can change this to blue, and we duplicate it one more time, so we can also have this for green. Yeah, when you want to have more colors, just do those steps a few more times. So also the user interface and also here the programming. So now when we draw on the screen, still it is gray, but we will change, because here at this node, which Effect House has automatically created for us, the draw on Dutch node, we can see here is a brush matte color input. We will change this now. So for this, we go again to our variables, to my items, go to color, again to the little dot next to it on create node, and here we will now select get variable. Click on it, and now this node will appear. And here we have the color value output, and now just connect this to the brush material color. And now we can paint in red. When we click on blue, we can paint in blue, and when we hit green, we can also paint in green. So now one step is missing, because we also want to reset our canvas when we click this button. At the moment, we can just reset it here in Effect House directly, but not when we try it on TikTok. So yeah, we will also go again back to our screen image tab, and we will copy one of them. And here we will set the screen image to, of course, the reset screen image. And now when we connect the on image tabbed output to the clear canvas input, we can reset our canvas. So yeah, just draw on it, and then here click the reset button, and our canvas is cleared. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Now you can just play around with the draw on Dutch node here, because there are a lot of different settings. For example, the brush size, you can set it down to 0.02. Now the brush is much smaller, and you can also set change here the brush material feathering radius. For example, you can this set to 0.1, and now you see the brush is a little bit softer. So play around until you find the perfect settings. And of course, as I have already said, you can add more colors to this filter. Just play around with all the buttons. create more buttons, create different colors, and yeah, you will create your own drawing filter here. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If yes, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, it would be really nice when you subscribe to it. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!